Welcome back, or welcome for the very first time to Worms and Warriors. In today's episode, I want to have a quick look at Manor Lords and give my opinion on the best way to start this game off. I'm going to do a little bit of a tutorial for this game, which is something I don't usually do for games because I'm not amazing at computer games, but this is a game I've enjoyed playing and I've only just learned it myself. And I thought, from my own trial and error experiments, I would kind of save you the bother and go right into this and show you how I've worked it. So just a quick disclaimer, we're playing this on the early access version 0.7.975, so it's the current available release at time of recording, which is the 10th of July 2024. So let's go ahead and set this up. You've got your usual options. I'm not going to go through all this stuff. Start a new game, obviously design your own banners and coat of arms and stuff. I'll just go with this one, which I designed earlier. I mean, it's not amazing or anything, but it'll do. I'm going to be this guy with the armor on. He looks pretty cool. Let's get started. So we're going to continue. For the sake of this, I'm going to just tune this down a little bit. So reactive AI, aggressive. I don't particularly want to be fighting the AI in this, where I'm showing you the basic setup. Let's go for 3 raider-free years. I mean, I doubt I'll even get that far because I'm just going to show you how I start this game off, what works best for me, and a few little hints and tips that hopefully will come in handy for you. Just leave this as it is, and let's get going with this. At this stage of the game, there is only one map. It's still early access, but I think it like kind of respawns you in different areas and different... It's slightly different every time you play anyway. There's different like nodes and things. So it all starts off with this first message. Build your own town, your manor, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, feel free to read this if you pause it. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the game. I always pause the game to start with. Then I zoom out. Let's see what we've got. So the game map is divided into a bunch of regions. You're obviously assigned to one of them. You can tell which one's yours because it's red on the map. Ours is Goldhof or Goldhof, depending on how you're going to say that. So the first thing we got to look at is what is available in our little region. We've got some stone deposits here, 160, so not loads. Clay deposit, 246. Iron deposit, which is a rich deposit that will come in handy as we progress in the game. We've got wild animals, which we can hunt, which provide meat and pelts, which can then be turned into leather, and obviously meat we eat. And we've got a rich deposit of berries, which is very, very handy indeed. So the first thing I do, okay, so I have a look at what we have available. The next thing is to check out the underground water. So we've got plenty of underground water going on. Then what I do is check out the Emma fertility, which is like for your wheat and things like that. And we can see that it's not amazing at all. Got a little bit of green over here, but mostly it's, well, like some yellow patch, some red. So maybe growing our own crops in this region is not the way forward for our supply, but that's not too bad because we have got our berry deposit and the wild animals, which will see us through for a while. If we look at the neighbouring region here, this is nearly all nice and green, so this is one we could be thinking about taking over. What's it all about? So in the early game, the most important resource, I think, is logs. Right, so we're going to get that from the construction menu, and the logging camp will provide us with, sorry, not logs, it's called timber. So the most important is timber. So I'm going to place, we start off with a little camp here and a few supplies and a hitching post. The hitching posts become important as well because that is your animals that are going to drag your timber and all the other resources around, basically. That'll come more apparent as we go. So what I want to do, I want to make our logging industry up here because there's no other resources to deplete around here. So for example, if we set up the logging camp here, they would end up logging all the area around the wild animals and the berries. We don't want that. So what we'll do is we'll set up the logging camp up here. It's a little way away from our camp at the moment, but if we build our town somewhere around here, that'll be fine. So let's do that first. So a logging camp, which is going to produce timber. Let's just pop it in here. If we hold down the left mouse button, we can rearrange and drag it around however we like it. So we'll pop it here. And we'll run a little road. As soon as you place the place down, you'll get a little node on the end of it where we can run a road. And the roads are pretty much freeform. You can take it as you wish. Let's run it this way. Down. And connect them up like that. So then our oxen is going to be able to take the goods up there. I know it'd be quicker to go this way, but I kind of want to not have paths all over the place because I'm likely going to build our town in this area. So we're planning ahead for that. Anyway, so let's just let go. Normal speed, we'll have a little look. Our little dudes will get to work here. So unlike other games, this game works on families. So we have 5 unassigned families at the moment. A grand total of 10 people. Those people are all homeless currently. They all live in these tents. And we need rid of those tents by winter. Otherwise, you guys can freeze to death, and we don't want that. So as we can see from the hitching post, one of our unassigned families has taken the animal and is dragging along some timber. We can see the supplies here, look. So this is like bread and food, or whatever we've got. We can look up here what we have. We have 20 bread, so it's just bread. What else have we got? We've got some firewood and some timber. So we start with 6 timber to get you started. 20 stone, 10 tools. You can see our guys just wandering around. So that's the first thing that we need. So we're going to build our camp up here. And while that's going, the next thing we need is some food, because we don't want to be running out. We've got a double deposit of berries. They are still growing, but that's okay. So I'm going to place that down here. The hunting camp. We may not use both of these straight away, but I'm going to pop it down anyway. We'll run a couple of little paths up there. So that's going to end up providing us some food, which is good. Let's run a road up towards our supply area. Nice. So I know what you're thinking, probably it's a bit spread out, but we will spread ourselves out a bit, and this is not that far for these guys to walk, and what we'll do next, I'll show you. So we can see our oxen has delivered some timber. We've got 1 of 2, and the guys are now getting to work. Building our logging camp. I mean, the game is beautiful. It's lovely just to watch it. I sometimes like just watching the guys work. And bear in mind, this is still early access, and this is made by a tiny little development team. An awesome job, really. So we've got the exposed goods storage warner, which means that if our goods are outside, they're going to get damaged in rain and bad weather. Same for the food, so we need a pantry and we need a storehouse. And obviously the homelessness is a problem, but we'll work on that in a moment. If you look at the bottom here, it tells you what season it is. It gives you a little bit of a clue about what to do in each season. So spring, frequent rain, and seasonal deposits grow. So, for example, the berries will grow during spring. In the summer, we grow our crops. There's possible droughts if there's obviously no rain. Autumn is harvesting time, ploughing and sowing crops. Winter is seasonal resources are gone. Firewood consumption doubles, and lack of firewood might cause freezing. So obviously it's because, you know, it's winter and it's cold. This is just a message from one of the other local rulers, which, I mean, we'll just discard that for the moment. Obviously, it's early access, and I don't think it does very much. We'll just end the conversation. I'm going to speed things up a little bit till we've built the logging camp up the top here. We can see the progress going on. There they are with the next timber. I keep on calling them logs. I mean, they are logs, I suppose, but it is timber. Alright, so there we go. They're building it now. And that's the logging camp complete. Let's just slow this down again. So what we need to do next, we need to assign a family to work at the logging camp. And we'll do that from here. It's really simple. We're just going to assign family there. So in this game, you're not assigning a single worker. You're assigning the whole family. So this is 2 people. It's Herman and Fritz. It's a father and son. Or husband and son. I don't know. Well, the wife must be maybe deceased or not living here or something like that. But whatever it is, Herman and Fritz are here. They are our tree guys, and they're going to start felling trees. The trees will disappear from the map, obviously, so we will also build a forester at some point. Foresters replant trees, but we'll come to that soon. Yes, so we have assigned a family to this, and these 2 guys are going to start chopping down timber for us. So the next thing I will do, while we are constructing the hunting camp... Oh, the hunting camp's done, actually, already. Which Strange. But yeah, okay, let's assign a family to the hunting camp. So again, we're going to click on people, and it is 2 people again, husband and wife. So they're going to work at the hunting camp. They're going to start hunting some animals for us. And we're down to 3 people left. Like, well, 3 people, 3 families. And we still have a lot of things to do. So the next thing that I'll do, we'll go to logistics, and we will build a storehouse. We're going to do that kind of centrally, just along here, along this main road. And we're also going to build a granary. So these need workers as well, and as you can see, we're going to start running out, so you have to start juggling them around until we get more people. The first thing we need, though, is more timber, because we are running low. So we've currently got 3 unassigned families, so for the moment, I'm going to assign 2 more families to this to hopefully get this up a little bit, which leaves us with 1 unassigned family, and you always want to have 1 unassigned family, because 1 family will always, whoever's unassigned will always take the oxen and deliver items to the different areas and help with construction. There's our oxen wandering around. We should start getting some meat in fairly soon. Let's speed this up while we're building our things. There we are, the oxen's trundling around, dropping off the construction items. We can also change the priority of when we want to construct it, so we can make it higher or lower. So say we wanted this finished sooner, we could make this the highest, you know, and then they will come and build the forager's hut first. Not that it makes any particular difference at this moment. You can see our timber's gone up to 5 because the guys have been chopping it down.
Summer's coming soon.
Yeah. So the forager's hut's finished, but we've got nobody to assign that just yet. So you can see the trees are being felled there, did you see? And there's a felled tree here, which requires the oxen to come and get them and bring them out to wherever they're needed. So the timber's going up. We've almost got 10 timber, which is what I'm looking for, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Yep, we've got 10 timber, and I wanted 10 timber because that's how much it costs to make our houses. So we're going to go to residential. We're going to build the Burgage plots. Now, Burgage plots are houses with a little additional annex where the locals can build, can plant vegetables or rear chickens or things like that. And it'll become more apparent as we build them. So the way to build the buildings on this, the housing, is simple. Again, everything in this game is innovative and very well done. So we're going to build 5. Let's build them like this. You don't have to build straight lines. We're literally just going to plot out 4 points. This is going to make us 5 houses or homesteads or Burgage plots. Let's press this, and then I'll talk through a little bit. So this area here at the bottom is where the house is going to be. Sometimes you can make the plot so that you can have 2 houses on. I don't want that at the moment, which we're quite happy with these 5. And then this area at the rear is kind of like a workshop stroke growing area. So each home has its own little allotment. We have those in the UK. Allotments are places you can rent from the local council, and you can grow your own food, and that's kind of where this stems from the Burgage plots of old. So we're going to build our 5 houses because we've got 5 families and we need 5 plots, and we've got 10 timber, and it costs 10 timber. So let's just do that, and let's build a road, connect these up. Yeah, that'll be fine. Along with our houses, what we need is a well. So that's one of your basic requirements. Let's pop that here. It'll give access to everybody. No, let's not put it there. Let's put it here. Let's see. I'm just going to pop it down here. And the thing is, you can move everything once it's down. So like it's not set in stone. But again, we've got a bunch of guys working up here, getting timber for us. We've got 4 timber again, which is great. Got the forager's hut ready. So what I'm going to do for the moment, I'm going to take one of these guys out of here. I'm going to take 2 out. So that's going to give us 2 spare families, remember, because we want to keep 1 spare at all times. And let's get a family assigned to the forager's hut. That's going to help bring them some more food. Because at the moment we have 5 meat and 16 bread, which is not a huge amount. We've got 4 months worth of food and fuel. It says no consumption because it's spring stroke summer. So the next thing is we're going to construct the woodcutter lodge, which is going to take timber and convert it to firewood. I'm going to all our timber work, all our kind of timber industry is going to be up here. Yeah, let's do that. We'll connect them up. So we've got like a little timber industry going on. And let's speed it up and let's see where we'll get to. We can assign somebody to the granary. They'll start bringing in food. Storing in there because it's raining. Family requests more market areas for their stalls. So markets in this is another interesting thing. So let's go ahead and put a market in. That's in residential market. I want the market to be just here. So again, you just draw it 4 points. And that is going to allow us to 44 stall locations. I think that'll do for now. So let's build that. It doesn't cost anything because the market's just like an area that you're marking off, and they will then construct their own carts and their own shopping stalls. See, now we've got the storehouse built as well, but we've got nobody to put in there. We've got our one family spare who we need to transport things. The oxen is key here, so they are used for everything. Food-wise, you now have 7 meat and 1 berries. I mean, I think it's like 1 container of berries or 1 portion of berries, maybe. So it's finite, so these results can run out. So 17 for the animals here. We've got left 17 out of 20. And we've set the hunting limit to 10, so they should always leave 10 left over. So the well's finished. So everything takes a long time in this game. The family is hungry. Well, we do have food, so, you know, go and get some. Alright, so you can see a market stall has appeared now. It's a food stall. It's got nothing in it yet, but it will have soon. We started the construction of the Burgage plot here, like the first one. Nice, so that's finished. A family should move straight in there, and a family member joins. So most of these families start off as 2. So this was Herman and Fritz, remember, from before. And now we've also got his wife moved in. So these 2 guys obviously turned up here in hope of a better life. They started working, and now their wife's here as well, and they've moved into this first Burgage plot. So this is what I was talking about here. If we open this little menu up, we can make a vegetable garden, or we can have a chicken coop. They cost money, so regional wealth. Okay, so 15 for a vegetable patch, 25 for a chicken coop, and 25 for a goat shed. I don't want a goat shed. We start off with 50 regional wealth. Regional wealth is accrued via trading and the tax policy. So once these plots, so can you see it says Burgage plot level 1. Once we get this to a level 2, where there's requirements that we have to meet, so we need a church, we need a food stall, we need two types of food stalls, and a clothing stall, and a fuel stall, did I say? So once we have those, we'll meet the requirements to go to level 2. At which point, these houses will start generating some regional wealth. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to build a chicken coop in the back for 25 of our regional wealth. So half of it. Again, like everything in this game has to be constructed, and it will be. The chicken coop will produce eggs, which is, again, more food. We've now got 11 meat and 6 berries. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take the hunter out of here. We're going to keep foraging until we can't forage anymore. So I want these animals to replenish. We don't want to use up too many. And we don't really need that at the moment. It gives us a spare guy, and we're going to put him in the storage house for now, so that hopefully he's going to start taking our supplies and store them in here before the winter hits. Our approval rating is 48, so due to homelessness we're losing a couple. I'm going to speed this up. Our second Burgage plot is getting started here. Firewood stalls being constructed. Approval's down still. It'll stay down for a while. This plot's done, and another family member joins us here, look, so we can see that again, it's a 3-year family now, so I don't know, a son or wife or someone's joined this family. And again, I'm going to make another chicken coop. That's all our regional wealth gone, so these 2 are going to have chicken coops and the rest will have nothing. But they're going to produce eggs for us. We've already got 2 eggs, so that's quite handy. Speed still whizzing by here, I just want to get this done. So we can see that now our food requirements have been met. A clothing stall is what we need next for that, and we need a church. Things start to change once you get a church, because your approval will go up. Your approval rating will go up. And what you need to attract new people to your village is high approval rating. So we need to have that approval rating up, which means we need a church really to start bringing that up. To have the church, we need 20 planks, right? Planks are produced from timber, as you might guess. But we are very short on people. We still haven't got the woodcutters thing up and going yet. So things take a long time. It's still only May, so while it feels like it's been a while, it hasn't really been. So some of our supplies have been put away here, the firewood and stone, things like that. I don't think it matters too much for timber to be outside in this game. Certainly not at the moment. We've still got 2 homeless families, but we'll get there. I've told them to prioritise building this for the moment, the Woodcutter's Lodge. You can see where we chopped the trees down and where like undergrowth is grown in. We'll have to work on that with a forester, but again, we haven't really got that many people. So we're starting to get some plus here, so we're at 50% because of the food variety we have. 5 meat, 11 bread, 21 berries, so, you know, it's going okay. The animals have replenished now, back up to 19. The Woodcutter's Lodge is ready, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the guy from the granary who's also running a stall, okay? So they own a stall and they sell the stuff. But we need an extra person, we need an extra pair of hands, we need to make some firewood up here. Okay, so because we've got 5 Burgage plots, we've now got a development point up here. That means our town is moving on a bit. We're getting bigger. Like a little hamlet now, I guess. It's a settlement, so we've got 5 homesteads together. We've had an armament delivery for the militia. We'll have a look at that in a moment, but the first thing is that we now have this. So we've got 10 months worth of food and 3 months worth of fuel, and let's have a look at this. So Goldhof is now a small village, and it opens up the opportunity for some development. So we can have trapping, which gets us more meat, like a passive income through traps. We can have forest management, which doubles the capacity of berries. We could have beekeeping, which opens up the new building apiary, so we can make honey. Charcoal burning for charcoal from firewood, which is like pretty handy actually, because it then every bit of charcoal counts for 2 bits of heating instead of 1 from firewood. We could have basic armoring, so we can make helmets and plate armor and things like that. Trade logistics, which makes trade routes cheaper. We don't need that just yet. Foreign supply, so we can build a firewood cart or a food cart. So we would always have that available. Heavy plough, sheep breeding, or an orchard. So for the moment, I think since we've got a really good supply of berries, I'm actually going to double the capacity of the berries, and that's going to be our main kind of food source. So let's do that for now. So yeah, look, you can see we've got up to 256. That's a lot of berries, which means I will be able to focus on the forager's hut quite a bit. We could possibly even run 2 eventually. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, so we're going to build up a bit of firewood because it's in May. I mean, we've still got a while till winter, obviously, but we want to do that. And the next thing we need some planks. So let's do that. We're going to go to gathering. We're going to make a saw pit up here in our area. And while we're at it, I'm also going to construct the forester's building. So these guys are going to then plant new trees. I'm going to tuck it just away into the forest a little bit. It's going to take up a little bit of the growing space, but that's okay. Obviously, we haven't got the people to man this yet, but that's fine. Let's speed it up and get these construction bits done. I wanted highest priority for the saw pit because we need some planks. You see, we've still got 2 eggs in surplus, so I always like having the chicken coops because you get like immediate access to a bit of food, which is very handy in the early game. So there we're constructing the saw pit. Nice. And you might remember I took a guy out of the storehouse, out of the granary, sorry, and now I'm going to take somebody out of the storehouse because we need an extra person. We're going to work. Oh, bandits have stolen some of our resources. So this is something that happens. We need to deal with bandits at some point, but not just yet because obviously we haven't got any men. So the way this works, militia, we were given 20 spears and 20 large shields, so we can't form a spear militia. 10 guys. I mean, it's not much of an army, so we're not going to be taking on any bandits with these 10 guys. We'll just have to suck it up for the moment. So we've got our basic wood gathering economy up and running. The forester's hut's there. I mean, we've got no people to work in them, obviously. The saw pit is working now, so we should start getting some planks pretty soon. Yeah, looks so we've had some timber delivered there to the saw pit and some more. And we're starting to make planks straight away. We've got 5 there, 10 planks. It's working very well, very quickly. So it's June. We're going to go to residential. The church needs 20 planks, and we do have that now. So we've got 20 planks exactly, 12 timber. Let's build a church. I'm going to build that like somewhere around here, just tucked away at the edge of the woods. just behind the market. They're quite nice. So you can see our little buildings here. You can see the church getting built there. So we've got a nice little village started up. We're really short on a few people. So what we're going to do next, we've got plenty of berries, a bit of bread left over, some eggs. So what we need some new houses to attract some new people. So we've got 9 timber available. Let's expand our burgage plots. So you see, it doesn't have to be in straight lines. It can be all over the place like this, look. So you can see the placement of the houses is slightly different. We could even make it bigger and we can curl this around so we could have a huge plot here. So this is what I was talking about as well. So this would be a huge plot. And on the residential area, you can see the 2 house pictures there. Just here. So that means that you could accommodate 2 homesteads on this with a massive plot of land. That's not something that I want to have here, but you could do that. I don't want that, but I want this. So we're going to have 4 houses tucked in here. Again, it's going to take a while. First, I want to make the church, though, so let's get that done. We've now got 3 months of fuel. This is going to build up slowly, but surely. Let's speed this up and get this built. And then that is almost the basics of the town management set up. We just need more people, really. Food's fine. You've got 33 berries. Something to bear in mind is that you can't pick berries all year round. So obviously we will have to then move on to the animals as the winter comes around. Or hope we've got enough to see us through. Which we should have. Because we've currently got 12 months worth of food. But obviously we are having 4 new homesteads. Burgage plots. Church. Still getting the stuff delivered. Taking a while because obviously we only have that 1 oxen. A little road behind here. Food's just fine. We're doing great. 12 months food. So we've got a whole year's worth of food. 4 months of fuel now. 5 timber. 20 planks. But obviously we're using up some of the planks. We don't need to use the Sawpit anymore. So we're going to get him out of there. Let's put him back in the storehouse. Because at the moment 20 planks is more than enough. And we've already delivered the 20 planks to the church. So we've got 20 spares. That should help then build up the timber once again. We've got a little stone deposit here as well, so we can pick some stone up. We have more resources stolen again, so 7 hides. We do need to deal with these guys at some point very soon. It's annoying, the bandits thing in this, but, you know, it's bound to happen. Since we only have 15 people living here at the moment, we don't really have much in the way of troops, so like 10 still. We can't afford to lose any manpower. So the wooden church is finished, so as you can see, our approval is dotted right up, and having higher approval means that you're going to attract more people. The higher the approval also affects the morale of your militia. So obviously if you have a low approval rating, your militia guys are not going to be that keen to fight for you. We now have 5 months of fuel and 14 months of food. It's going just fine. So we've got 47 berries, 7 bread, 2 eggs. Building these new houses. Obviously they won't immediately be populated, but people should move into them fairly soon. So approval firing up here, 65%. Should be no time at all till we get some people in. New families moving in, so we've got an extra person. Nice. I say an extra person, extra family. Let's get them into the granary. And what we need next is a clothing stall. So we need like leather, yarn, something like that for these guys. So that is an industry. And we're going to make the tannery. Tanneries stink. They're going to work on this as the game progresses. So it doesn't matter at the moment, but at some point soon, it's going to matter where you place this. So things like smell and noise are going to be something that takes part in the happiness of your people. So I'm going to pop the tannery here slightly out of the way. I know you don't need to yet, but I think it's quite a fun little mechanic. So we've got the basics of the town sorted out here. It's going quite well. I like how the placement of the houses is slightly different. It looks a bit ramshackle. I like that. I think that's great. You can see we've chopped down quite a lot of these trees. We definitely need to build some more trees there. Well, grow some more trees, so we need the forester. But we need some people to move in first.
We all know what that means.
The tannery's getting built over here. We now have 18 people living in our town. 12 people in the militia. Remember, we've got enough equipment for 20 men. New families moving in. Nice, we've got an extra person just in time for our tannery being ready. And we still have 2 spare houses for 2 new families. The tannery is ready, so let's assign our spare guy into this. So they'll start then tanning the hides, which turns them to leather. They'll set up a leather store here, a clothing store, and that is what's going to start allowing us to get to a level 2 Burgage plot, which means we're going to start making some money. And we just had 11 items stolen, 11 berries and 3 eggs stolen by the bandits. I mean, this is really getting on my nerves now. We've only got 9 months worth of food, which is a bit of a problem. I mean, it's not a huge problem, but it's a little bit, and it's pretty annoying. We will have to deal with the bandits. So on the map, bandits are like a little camp. Let's see if we can find one. Where are they? Where's the nearest one to us? Down here, so miles away. We have to march all the way over there and take them out. We don't have the manpower for that at the moment, and I'm not going to do that just yet. So I wonder if all the hides were actually stolen because we haven't got any. So I've assigned somebody to the hunting camp. New families moving in, nice. So we've got 1 unassigned family, 7 assigned families, and we've got 9 homesteads, means we've got 1 spare, so 1 more family can move in here. Which would be nice if they did that. We have 9 months fuel, 6 months fuel and 9 months food, so that should see us through just fine. We've now got a bit of leather, and they've built the clothing stall at the market because we hunted some animals. So that means we should be able to do a level 2. It hasn't quite kicked in yet, so it will soon. Let's go back in a moment. It should do because we've got a clothing stall. There we go. Hang on. So that means we can do a level 2 Burgage plot, which means we're going to start making some regional wealth from this property. It costs us 4 timber. We've got lots of timber. I think we've got 35, so let's do that. Upgrade it. Again, it needs to be built. So let's do all of these, actually, if we can. Oh, we can't. I don't know why it's saying it's not met, because the clothing stall is clearly there. We can do that one. Not that one. Okay, I don't know why. Really not sure. Got another family moved in. Most of our plots are going to be level 2 plots. We've already got some regional wealth packs. We've got 5 from like taxes and stuff. I think that starts to kick in as soon as you upgrade these. It doesn't even have to be upgraded to the actual thing. Just as soon as you press the button, you start getting the tax revenue from that. And I think it comes like every quarter or something. You get some money. All right, nice. So winter's kicking in. This is shrinking. We're not going to have any berries. So let's take the guy out of the forager's hut. Animals is pretty low as well. So we are going to have to make do with what we have at the moment food-wise. So 54 berries, 1 bread, 1 egg, and 6 meat. It's December. We've got 6 months worth of fuel. So we should be just fine for the winter. And 10 months worth of food. We'll be just fine. So this is how I like to do this. This is how it works for me. I make sure I have the timber industry set up properly. And then from there you can grow. As you can see, we've upgraded most of our houses to plot 2s. Some are under construction. It doesn't really matter how spread out you are within reason. It's important to take your environment into consideration and take it from there. This is part 1 of this little tutorial, getting started and getting the timber industry up and running. This is it. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of it. Any tips or ideas. I'm always open to things as well, because I'm probably doing some things not that well. So I am always open to ideas and criticism, as long as it's constructive. And look forward to chatting to you guys in the comments. If you're new here, why not hit subscribe? Come back and check out the further tutorials I'll do on this. It's going to be quite in-depth. This is just a like getting started, okay? So a little guide for getting started and how I like to do things. So get your timber going. Get your firewood going, get the lumber going, get a church up, get that happiness in, and you will have people coming to your little village, and you can expand from there. Alright, I hope you're having a great day, whatever you're doing, and I will catch you later. Ta-ra for now.